fourth grade. Welcome to day 2 of our Origami Seascapes. Now remember, a seascape is a picture of the sea. Sometimes it'll have other things in it, like it'll have beaches, a picture of the beach or a picture of boats, or you'll have people on the seashore. But if it's primarily a picture about the sea, then we call it a seascape. An artist that's pretty famous for painting pictures of the sea and boats and people working on boats is Winslow Homer. He is an American artist. He's not still alive. He was alive about, I think, like 50 to 100 years ago. He painted in oils and he also painted in watercolors. And he's most well known for his seascapes, although he painted other things. Today, the supplies that you're going to need are a couple pieces of 5 or 6 inch perfectly square paper. You can use white paper or you can use colored paper. A copy paper works great if you don't have origami paper because it's almost the same thickness. Construction paper will work okay, but it's a little bit thick, so it's a little bit harder to get the creases. So newspaper works fine. If you have newspaper, you can cut up a newspaper couple squares. You really only need 1 or 2 to practice, and then you'll have one final finished boat in your origami seascape. And you're also going to need some glue. Any kind of glue is fine. If you need to cut your squares, then you're going to need a ruler and a pair of scissors and probably a pencil to mark your square. Now we have to rip that piece of paper that is our wave. So with the blue side up and your left hand holding down, you're gonna tear that paper with your right hand. And because you want that little white decal edge or that white torn edge of the paper showing. I like to pull with my right hand, and you can kind of control a little bit if you have like a really high crest on your wave or a tall, deep wave, like with little mountain peak, or if it's more straight across. It's up to you. You have some control when you're tearing. Go ahead and glue both of the edges and the bottom of that torn wave or torn piece of paper. You don't want to put glue on the top edge because you want to leave that open because you're going to tuck your boat down under there once we do those. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make our boats. Now, the best way for you to do this is to watch the video all the way through one time, to watch me make the boat one time all the way through. And then you're going to rewind it and go back and watch just the part of the video where I'm making the boat, and you're going to pause it where you need to pause it. Origami can be very frustrating for some people if they can't keep up or they feel like they've gotten it wrong. So it's a good idea to watch it through one time, and then the second time go back and stop it, maybe after each fold. And then if you're in a classroom, everybody get caught up on that fold and then keep going. All right, I don't want you to get frustrated. Here we go. But just FYI, I also have a diagram at the end of my video that shows you step by step how to do each fold so that after you've practiced, you can remember the steps. That's what the diagram is for. So take a corner of your white paper and measure either 5 or 6 inches up from the bottom. And then on the other side of one of your corners, measure 5 or 6 inches over. And you're gonna draw a line with your pencil. And then this is gonna help you to know that you've got a 5 or 6 inch square piece of paper. It just has to be square. It could even be 4 inches. If you have some sticky Post-it notes at your house, like in pretty colors, you can even use those. You just have to unstick. Sometimes it gets stuck together where the sticky part is, but you can just unstick it when you're folding. I have an X-Acto knife, so it's easier for me to cut along that edge, but you're probably going to want to use scissors. I colored one side of my paper with crayon so you would be able to tell the difference. When I fold from a square to a triangle, the colored paper or colored side is on the inside. Then you open that up and you're going to fold the other corners together. So you have an X or a T in the middle of your paper where your folds have intersected. Corner to corner, open it up, opposite corner to corner. Remember, when you're making origami, you don't make your crease until you've got everything lined up like you like it. Then you're gonna open that up and fold your square in half to be a rectangle. So these first 3 steps should be easy for you. Corner to corner, open it up, corner to corner, open it up, fold in half, make a rectangle. So now you have 3 lines of creases. Now you're gonna open that up and fold your rectangle together going the opposite way. So you're gonna have an X and a T. So you now have 4 lines or creases on your paper. Now you're gonna open it up with the colored side on the outside. You wanna fold 3 of your corners. So the top right corner, you're gonna fold into that midpoint. Remember, the midpoint is where all those lines intersect or come together. Then you're gonna fold that bottom right corner into the midpoint, and then you're gonna fold what was your left bottom corner into the midpoint. So is it starting to look like anything that you recognize? I think it looks like an envelope. So now you have an envelope with the top of your envelope open and facing up. Open up the left and the right sides of your envelope, and you're gonna fold those points in to where you had that initial crease. So you're just gonna fold the tip or the point in to that first crease you see. Remember, don't make your crease on this fold until you've got your point lined up with that crease. Now you're gonna go ahead and fold that larger triangle in just like you had it before with your envelope, but you're gonna see that that point is missing from either the right or the left side. Now you're gonna fold that bottom triangle of your envelope back, but you're not gonna fold it back all the way on the crease. You wanna give it its own little tiny crease. I can't even think of a measurement, maybe like 4 or 5 millimeters up from where the initial crease was. So you're gonna fold that triangle back on itself, but you're gonna make a new crease for that. All right, this is the most complicated fold. So basically those 2 triangles on either end, the white ones, they're gonna flip inside and up, and they're gonna become your sails. I'll show you that again. So I'll open mine up and show you again. So from that midpoint where all those lines met, you want to push from the back, you want to push that sail up, and then it's going to go through, and then you're going to pinch together the bottom of the boat. And then you'll do it on the other side. Now it's time to assemble your picture. You're going to glue the back, just the bottom part of your boat, the hull, not the sails. And you're going to glue that, tuck it in behind your wave picture or your wave piece of paper, and you're just going to tuck it in there, and you can put it wherever you want. Probably don't block your sun with it. If you have an option to put it to one side, that might look best for your composition, and then you'll be finished. Don't forget to write your name on the back, boys and girls. A couple of different demonstration pictures, and here is the little yellow Post-it note I made. So you can see the boat is smaller because I think the Post-it notes are only like 3 by 3 inches. So I'm gonna tuck it in behind my wave. That's all I've got today, boys and girls. I hope your Origami Seascapes came out beautiful. Don't forget, there is a step-by-step guide at the end of my video for how to make the origami boats.